Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about Fortnite OG. Is it Epic's biggest miss, or is there still potential for this mode to rise up to the numbers that it once had? So what went wrong with Fortnite OG? In my opinion, it started in the very beginning, because we started off in Fortnite OG Season 1 for over 60 days. So we were on Fortnite Season 1 OG for a very, very long time, and that is a very boring season. Most of you did not play during that season. Don't lie. All right. It only lasted 40 days. I played during that season, but without minis, without a lot of the popular guns, without a lot of movement, it just wasn't a great season. And the fact that it lasted longer when it came back in Fortnite OG in this day and age than it did when it originally came out back in 2017 is crazy. So that was the first mistake that happened, because I think that kind of killed a lot of the momentum. If you remember, when it came out, there was like over 1 million players playing Fortnite OG, but quickly it dwindled as the time passed because people just lost interest in the bare bones version of Fortnite. Now we are now officially in Season 4, and the numbers were looking pretty bad in Season 2 and Season 3 as well. But in Season 4, with the most recent update, things are kind of picking back up. And what is this on the map? Why is there a rift? Do they have the rifts on the map now? Hold up, I gotta go see what this is. Things are kind of picking back up. You know, I've seen Fortnite OG get close to 100,000 players. That might not seem like a lot, but you guys got to remember, most online games out there are struggling to get like 50,000 players. So the fact that just Fortnite OG is getting 100,000 is it's pretty legit. It's pretty legit. There is momentum here. Now, is there momentum though? Is there enough momentum to get the Fortnite OG back to hundreds of thousands of players, if not, you know, 1 million plus players, for it to compete with the main battle royale? I think if they stay the course that they're on and they just keep updating Fortnite OG and they go to Season 5, Season 6, the player count will go back up, especially as like we get closer to, you know, Season 7 and 8, where a lot of the things that people know to be in Fortnite will have been added by then. And if they experiment with things like adding the OG siphon onto the game mode, like that could make it go up as well. But the truth is, with this being the second time OG has returned, and now that it's permanent, I truly do think that a lot of the nostalgia has worn off, and a lot of players are kind of, they're over it, right? They're over Fortnite OG. They like to play the main, you know, battle royale. At least most of them. They're not as interested in playing OG. And I think Epic kind of knows this. I think Epic knows this, and the numbers show. So what can they do? What can they do? In my opinion, OG Fortnite does not have to follow the same path that it did the first time around. It can follow a very similar path, and we'll find out in this first event that happens, because they are doing a live event this season with the rocket ship. I think we'll see if Epic has the balls to rewrite history and make the live event have a different ending. Because if it does, then that means Fortnite OG can go in different directions, and players are going to be almost forced to attend the events and check out the updates, because things could be different. Things could be different. Now, I originally had this idea back in when Season 1 came out of OG. I said they should do all the seasons, you know, 1 through X, but once we reach Season X, I was saying that they should, this LMG is hard to control. Oh my god, I do not remember the bloom being like that. I was saying once we reach Season X, instead of like going to Chapter 2 or restarting or whatever, Fortnite should release a brand new season called Season 11. So what would Season 11 be? Season 11 would be, what if Fortnite never went to Chapter 2? You know, what if we stay on Chapter 1 map and Fortnite added new POIs, new updates, new guns, new everything, but on this map, right? To give us OG, but in a different flavor. But now I don't even know if that's the play, because by the time we get to all the 10 seasons, like, will there be enough people interested in OG? Is it going to hold the players that it needs to hold for them to even justify making a Season 11? I don't know. It's all about resource management here, because now Epic Games, they have Fortnite, they have Ballistics, they have Lego, they have all these new modes. It has to be worth their time. The player count has to be high enough But with that being said, Fortnite OG still has a pretty sizable player count compared to some of the new modes that Epic has made. How did I get boogied there? Does bro not know where I am? Oh, fell to his death. Current season of Fortnite, season 4. It's out. We have all the season 4 stuff, minigun, all that kind of stuff. They added the shopping cart. I think things will start ramping up as we get closer to the live events. One thing I do want to point out is the live event. There's a screensaver for the live event, a loading screen. That shows kind of a different reality of the rocket ship. It could just be for show, like they just put it in. They showed one of the new skins from the battle pass. Like they have graffiti on the rocket ship and the visitor standing there like face palming or something. So could that be a tease that this live event that happens is going to be different? That something is going to interrupt the flow of what was supposed to happen and it's going to derail the timeline into something new. Honestly, bro, if that happened, first of all, that would be extremely hype. That's something I wish like never gets leaked until like the day of the event it happens and everyone sees it happen. But that would get a lot of people excited because that could be the turning point where like, oh my God, actually, because hear me out. It would be the perfect time for it to happen. Why? Because we experienced OG season 5, season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We experienced it in 2023 when OG came back for a month. We went through all those seasons. We didn't experience season 1 through 4, and now we have. So what if instead of going back to season 5 for the second time, what if season 4's rocket ship event derails the timeline? And now moving forward, season 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're all different. It's a different timeline of the OG map. And we don't stop there. We keep going. Bro's rocking double grenade launcher. I'm not even kidding. Is he carrying anything other than a grenade launcher? I don't know. Wait, is this guy doing like a grenade launcher challenge? He might be, bro. Oh, I knew what he was thinking. I knew exactly what he was thinking, and I just couldn't let that happen, man. Dang. Dang, bro. I caught him, bro. I caught him like a Pokemon ball. So I think that's the way, in my opinion. It's going to take a lot more work for them to change the timeline of OG. But I think that's the way we can get OG up to reach the numbers that it can potentially get. And then one more thing to talk about that I think it's really important. Fortnite has revealed, or leakers have found out, that Fortnite is working on a casual mode for OG, and I'm assuming they're going to test it on OG. As you can see, there's bots everywhere, right? But Fortnite wants to release a casual mode where there's only like, I don't know, a couple real players and the rest of the players are bots. This is for bad players who want some easier, more casual experiences while still occasionally running into real players. That mode is allegedly coming out soon. And when that happens, when they have the casual mode, the non-casual mode could be more real players and feel more like OG, because back in chapter 1 there were no bots. I understand bots are a necessity in this day and age. You kind of need them for some players, but giving people the option to play a casual mode that's filled with bots, and then if they don't want to, if they want to play against real players, they can. That could solve the issue, and we might see numbers rise up again, because if you remember when OG first came out, there was no bots, and that was like a big selling point that Fortnite had. But then they kind of had to add the bots because it got a little too sweaty for some people, and people who were coming back for the first time in a long time couldn't really play the game anymore. We don't know when exactly that mode's going to come out, and sometimes Fortnite is just working on things, but it takes a while. But that casual mode could also be another answer to the issue of OG not feeling like OG. There's a few other things that Fortnite has done this season that not a lot of people have talked about, but they did change the grass and some of the textures for season 4 to be more OG. I think for the first 3 seasons we had the chapter 5 grass, and I think they finally I don't have grass on right now, but I think they finally swapped it, and now we're back to like OG grass, which makes it look and feel a little bit more authentic. I know some people are saying, hey, we need OG movement. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the current Fortnite movement is infinitely better, and if you had OG movement without being able to sprint, slide, and mantle, it would be a turnoff for a lot of players. That is the 100% truth. Like, I think if they had OG movement, there would be less people playing. It took me too long to put that trap down, bro. Oh, you're dead, bro. I have a scar. I'm not gonna lie, it's still fun playing OG. Season 4 is a sweet spot. I feel like there's a... What the hell is this guy doing? What is he doing, bro? Thinks he can just grab the loot and run away? Oh, he's wasting traps, Chad. He's wasting traps. What do we do with this guy? Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Wait, how did this guy die? Oh my god, are you kidding me? He killed himself with a campfire? No way, bro. That is crazy. This guy really cooked himself alive. That's crazy. Oh, I heard him open a door, bro. Bro shot the RPG at me, bro. Wow. Final player. I see him going for the airdrop. Remember, guys, from 65 meters, you can kill anybody with a grenade. Well, he's an AI, so we're just going to try to stick him. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think of OG? Do you think there was potential for it to come back? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.